Aloha, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's Saturday. It's 85 degrees outside. I'm in my basement dressed for summer, and I got some Otis Rush on tap for you. So go ahead, please like, subscribe, post a comment, share it with friends and family, and of course, turn it up because, like I said, it's Otis Rush, man.
Well, I can't quit you, baby, but I gotta put you down for a while.
Oh, you were not expecting that first note. Tell me you weren't. I wasn't.
Well, you know I can't quit you, baby, but I gotta put you down for a while. Yes, you messed up my happy home, baby. You made me mistreat my only child. Yes, you know I love you, baby. My love for you I could never hide. Yeah, you know I love you, baby. My love for you I could never hide. Yeah, you know I love you, baby. Well, you know you're my desire. When you hear me moaning and groaning, baby, you know it hurts me deep down inside. Yes, when you hear me moaning and groaning, baby, oh, you know it hurts me deep down inside. Yes, when you hear me holler, baby, well, you know you're my desire. When you hear me moaning and groaning, baby, you know it hurts me deep down inside. Yes, when you hear me moaning and groaning, baby, oh, you know it hurts me deep down inside. Yes, when you hear me holler, baby, baby. Well, you know you my desire.
Oh, man. If you're wondering, how can you go about radiating cool in your life? Just copy these guys. That, my friends, is not just a really cool jam, but just, I don't know, three guys just got their shit together. Really like that thing. Otis Rush was born in Philadelphia, Mississippi, April 29th, 1934. The son of a sharecropper, he worked in the fields sometimes during harvest season when other planters needed assistance and when his family just needed some additional income. But music was, I think, always going to be his future. He sang in he sang in gospel choirs as a child, and then taught himself to play guitar and the harmonica. I can't speak today. I apologize for that. Not wanting to spend the rest of his life in the fields, he moved to the city of Chicago at the age of 14, where he found work in stockyards and steel mills and the like. And of course, at night, he was, where else? Hanging out at the city's blues clubs. And when he was there, he got to see firsthand, was deeply inspired by the Great Muddy Waters, and that really sent Otis Rush to work. Willie Dixon caught his act, and at the age of 22, Rush was signed to Cobra Records with Willie Dixon's assistance. Man, I'm struggling today. And with Willie Dixon as his producer, Otis Rush recorded some of his biggest hits, including the one we just heard, I Can't Quit You, Babe, which was not only his very first single released, but again, one of his highest charting. It was definitely his first hit song, reaching number 6 on the Billboard R&B charts. So from there, he started touring nationally with these R&B and rock and roll package tours that they did back in the day. And he'd be playing along with folks like Little Richard and Buddy Holly, Carl Perkins and the Drifters. Just a cool show. After a while, he got tired of playing these national tours and just went back to the city of Chicago to concentrate on the, at that time, still thriving club scene. And while he was there, he kind of, I guess, paid back his mentor, Willie Dixon, by helping Magic Sam and Buddy Guy get their recording deals with Cobra Records as well. Now, in 1965, Otis Rush recorded 5 tracks for Sam Charter's project. It was a 2-volume set called Chicago, the Blues, Today. Little hash marks in between. That was for Vanguard Records. Now, this compilation really introduced Rush to a larger white audience, and that put him back out on the road. This time, not just nationally, but internationally as well. And he just kept doing it and doing it hard. In 71, he recorded the album Right Place and Wrong Time, this time for Capitol Records. Now, for one reason or another, Capitol did not release this record. After some time, Otis Rush actually purchased the masters to these recordings, and 5 years later, he was able to finally release this album on a couple of different labels, one in the U.S. and one in Japan. Became a big star in Japan as well. It seems that the wait was, well, I guess worth it, because that album, Right Place, Wrong Time, is considered by many folks to be his finest recorded work. So, good job, man. Of course, the late 70s was a difficult time for a lot of blues musicians. You had changing musical styles. You had punk music coming in. You had a lot of the clubs that used to play live music now going to recorded dance music. Of course, there goes that disco crap again, right? And again, it was difficult for Otis Rush and, again, a lot of blues artists just really kind of go out and make a living. Now, Otis was able to tour throughout Europe at the time, but after a while, towards the end of the 70s, Otis Rush just really had enough. He stopped touring, stopped performing, stopped recording. He just basically shut it down. But 1985, so whatever, 5, 6, 7 years later, he did kind of get back in the game. He did schedule a U.S. tour and then recorded a live album. And it just started building from there. The next year, he played at the Montrose Jazz Festival with Eric Clapton, and it kept just doing his things. Then 9 years later, so this would have been 1994, right? He recorded the album Ain't Enough Coming. This put Otis Rush back on top of the blues and the R&B charts, and it was his first studio release of new music in 16 years. Otis Rush was just doing it. Now, unfortunately, we did lose Otis Rush in 2018, but according to Greg Parker, the CEO and founder of the Chicago Blues Museum, he said of Otis Rush, he was one of the last great blues guitar heroes. He was an electric god. I don't know about one of the last great ones. There's still plenty of really great blues guitarists, but still a nice tribute to Otis Rush. And then writing in the New York Times, Bill Friskus Warren, I apologize if I'm saying that name incorrectly, about Otis Rush, he wrote that he was a richly emotive singer and a guitarist of great skill and imagination, which we just saw. Mr. Rush was in the vanguard of a small circle of late 1950s innovators that included Buddy Guy and Magic Sam, whose music was steeped in R&B and heralded a new era of Chicago blues. That was Bill's entire quote, not mine, by the way. I really like that. I think that really kind of nailed it. Otis Rush was elected to the Blues Hall of Fame in 1984, and the Jazz Foundation of America in 2018 honored Rush with a Lifetime Achievement Award. The award said for a lifetime of genius and leaving an indelible mark on the world of the blues and the universal language of music. And that is very, very nice. Anyway, I really hope that you like this Otis Rush track. If you can, please like, subscribe, post a comment, share it with friends and family. And as always, the mission now, my friends, play it loud. Because otherwise, what are we doing here? See you next time, man. Y'all take care, all right?